Mark Rober just broke the YouTube algorithm, gaining 22 million subs in just 3 months. And all he did was upload one video. So what did Mark discover right here that blew up his channel? Well, I studied his entire channel and it turns out he didn't just get lucky. He created a viral formula that works every time. And the craziest part is that if you blink, you'll miss it. Just take a look at the very first frame of the video. Within the first millisecond, Mark has already snuck a powerful technique past you. Let's break it down. In this frame, there's a bunch of balls, a random big number behind him, and he's holding a big red button. It's so random, you wonder why all these things are in frame. Mark does this on purpose. He's using a technique called a visual hook. This is when something interesting stops you from scrolling, which makes you watch for longer. And the longer the viewer watches, the more views the algorithm gives your video. But take a look at what he does next, because it's even more important. He starts using a technique I call context sandwiching. See if you can notice it.
I'm about to hit 30 million subscribers! There's almost 50 left!
In this section, Mark delivers info that's crucial to the video. However, most viewers find information like this boring. This is bad, because if the viewer gets bored, they click off. So to keep the viewer interested, Mark runs off camera and does this.
There it is! Oh, gosh!
Immediately after, we're given more context. Now there's only 10 left, which is again sandwiched between action.
We hit it! Ah! Yeah!
The entire short follows the structure, perfectly balancing context and action to keep the viewer engaged. You might think these techniques are enough to make the video go viral, but they're only a small part of Mark's viral blueprint. What's even more important is making a video that's so good, the viewer can't click off. And that brings us to the second step of Mark's viral blueprint. He's mastered the art of holding your attention. See, Mark's figured out how our brains work. He knows viewers need hits of dopamine throughout the video. Dopamine is a chemical released in your brain that makes you feel good. So, Mark strategically places mini rewards that release dopamine. For example, the first reward occurs 7 seconds in. It happens early to encourage the viewer to keep watching. Then, 8 seconds later, Mark adds an even bigger reward. This creates a clear pattern. And now, the viewer expects a final huge hit of dopamine, making it unlikely they'll click off before getting the last hit. But this actually creates a huge problem. After the first dopamine hit ends, some viewers will be satisfied and click off the video. This is called segmentation loss, where the transition between two video segments can cause viewers to stop watching. Look at how Mark prevents this from happening. Before the first explosion finishes, he's already running to the second barrel. Mark does this to seamlessly flow into the next part of the video, decreasing the chance of viewers leaving. But maybe you've noticed something's missing by now. This short got 200 million views and resulted in 22 million extra subs. So what did he do differently in this short? How did he get more people to subscribe in the last 3 months than in the last 5 years? The answer is simple. Mark has discovered the perfect call to action. So far, our brain is picking up a pattern in the video. After the last 2 explosions, we're expecting a final massive boom. Mark knows this and interrupts the pattern by not delivering this explosion. Normally, I tell creators I work with to avoid this, since ruining the ending of a video makes viewers annoyed, but Mark uses this pattern interrupt in a way that forces his viewers to subscribe. See, the last explosion not happening is jarring. It makes the viewer pay attention, and it's at this moment that Mark asks the viewer to do something.
Somebody subscribe!
This is the 2-step method that all the biggest YouTubers use. It's a 1-2 combo, meaning a higher percentage of viewers will listen to Mark and click subscribe. Mark clearly engineered these shorts to go viral, but there's something important tying this blueprint together. Without it, Mark never would have gotten 22 million extra subs. Which brings us to step 3 of this viral blueprint, the double down system. Most YouTubers assume their audience doesn't want more of the same content. Mark knows this is wrong. When this glitter bomb video went viral 5 years ago, Mark made the concept again, and 5 more times, turning the original 91 million views into 509 million total views. So when this short went viral, Mark didn't just move on to the next video, he came up with 2 follow-up concepts. But just remaking a popular video isn't enough, because tons of YouTubers have done that before, and their follow-ups have failed. So how does Mark do it? Well, let's take a closer look at his 2 follow-up videos, and break down his genius strategy. First off, notice how Mark boosts the second video to the next level, starting it off with a massive explosion instead of a tiny one like the first video. Mark also introduces different types of explosions. Without improvements like this, it's very easy for follow-up videos to feel like cheap copies. We can learn the most from Mark's 3rd follow-up video.
I'm about to hit 50 million subscribers! There's only 100 left!
He takes the successful format and twists it into a new situation. making the content completely different while keeping his viral blueprint. Normally, other creators do this the wrong way. They copy what they did and not why it went viral, which results in videos that fail. This is what sets Mark apart from the rest. He's able to drastically experiment with his successful formats, while keeping the reasons they overperformed. And experimenting is how you turn a single viral video into a series big enough to break YouTube.